been fixed, as now the lights are coming on. Thomas Ronhaar leading Freddie Rasmussen to the green. Here we go. Thomas Ronhaar getting a good start heading in towards turn number 1. Tamas Gao also getting away well, but Thomas Ronhaar will cover off Freddie Rasmussen as they approach that first corner. They're all squabbling for positions further back behind. Otis Lawrence looking for a pass in towards turn number 2 on Tamas Gao, but at the front of the order, Thomas Ronhaar leading the way from Freddie Rasmussen in second. Tom Manley doing battle with Jarno Ottmeier at the minute on his set of the medium compound tyres. Should easily have that move on the Flying Dutchman down to a T. Reese Linton and Valentin Bruffair also fighting side by side as they hit the second sector for the very first time. Thomas Ronhaar on a set of the Haas, no less, Nathan, is off to a flying start.
Indeed, and I've managed to get myself back in just in time here, Dan, so I've just got back into the game, and we can see moves being made all over the grid. We can see Valentin fighting Maurice Linton there. Nice move by the Williams to pop himself into P7. Further back, we can see some drivers on the softs looking to make moves. That's going to be Luke Smith barging Nicholas Long out the way in towards turn 10. So into the top 10 goes Luke Smith, and now into the bottom 10 goes Nicholas Long. As we can see Duncan Hoffler making a move around the outside, or up the inside, I should say, in towards turn 13, and so does Luke Smith there as they head through and towards this next part of the circuit. Luke Smith is on a rampage here, Dan.
Yeah, Luke Smith barging his way through on his race clutch compatriot Nicholas Longe looking to do the exact same thing. So he'll look towards the inside line at turn number 15, I believe this is. Longe back into the top 10. Let's have a look then at Tamas Gao looking to potentially take the lead at the end of this straight on his set of the soft compound tyres. He's through on Freddie Rasmussen. In towards the first corner he goes. Tamas Gao will take the lead ahead of Thomas Ronhaar.
I think obviously with Tamas as well being on those soft tyres, he'll be forced into a bit of an early undercut compared to others, so he could be under lots of pressure and could really be on a bit of a poor strategy coming to the end of the race. But we go 3 wide in towards turn 1. It's going to be Luke Smith and Nicholas Longe fighting to get ahead of Jarno Ottmeier. Jarno down to P9. Nico ahead of Luke. Can Luke chuck it back up the inside? He'll go for it.
Nice
bit
stuff.
close to contact there, but Nico into P7 ahead of Luke Smith and ahead of Jarno Ottmeier, who's now down towards P9. Obviously, we've got
He's looking very quick on the back of Freddie Rasmussen, of course, a part of that Alpha Tauri esports scheme. He's essentially the sister team of Freddie Rasmussen. I'd imagine the pair of them have quite a close working relationship. Let's look at that. All the drivers fanning out like a peacock heading in towards turn number 1. Really beautiful to see as Nicholas Longe looks to the inside of Duncan Hoffler. Will make that move stick in towards that first corner. Nice opportunistic overtake from Nicholas Longe. They're going to try go as long as they can, maybe for a set of the softs. As I say that, they're into the both of them into the pit lane at the end of lap 11. Nathan, that all guaranteed. I think that just guarantees a set of the hards.
Of course, I definitely don't think anyone's onto his softs at this point, especially the 2 Red Bulls who are on the mediums. But yeah, a bit of an old strategy there, is it, to be so early off of a set of the medium tyres as they...
This race, Ikebana, of course, was outside the top 10 for the majority of this Grand Prix thus far, as now the leaders come into the pit lane. Jarno Ottmeier doing his very characteristic, extending the stint as long as he can. We know how fond Jarno Ottmeier is of an overcut, and he's going to try and pull that off here this evening. Thomas Ronhaar, Otis Lawrence and Valentin Bruffair, all of them into the pit lane on to a set of the mediums to end off this Qatar Grand Prix.
Tamas tapping the back of the Alpine through towards turn 8, in towards turn 9 now. What can he do towards here? Has to go to his on at turn 10, but a contact and nearly spinning round there for Tamas Gallen. Tamas definitely not happy with Philip at all, who's hodged up the train here to try and probably help Luke Smith get a little bit closer to this running pack.
I get that you're quicker, Tamas, but you've got to be patient. You can't just, bully a driver around the circuit. So that's going to be a bit of a naughty one there from Tamas Gao. He's lost a lot of time to Freddie Rasmussen, but he's going to be able to pull that one back. However, Philip is just kind of sitting in the middle of the circuit, still staying out on his set of the hard compound tyres. And oh dear, what's happened there with Nicholas Longe? I think he might have got a tap maybe from Duncan Hoffler, because now Duncan is all over the rear of the Ferrari driver. Nicholas Longe lost all momentum heading into that first corner, and he might have to spend yet another lap following in the wheel tracks of Philip Presnader. As this race continues, Patrick Sipos, Reese Linton still leading the way at the minute. The pair of them yet to come into the pit lane. Don't believe they're going to pose any threat to Freddie Rasmussen or Tom Manley. Another time penalty for Patrick Sipos there, as Freddie Rasmussen now moves into the net race lead of this Grand Prix.
In battery, we can see obviously Thomas just dumping the battery down to turn 1, makes a pass already nearly, before the start-finish line to get himself ahead of Tamas Gal. We've got Otis sitting in behind. He's also going to be looking to make a move ahead of Tamas Gal. Can he do so? No, he can't. He's also went for a minute to look around the outside of Thomas Ronald as they head into turn 1. And this time goes up the inside of Tamas Gal, who went very deep into turn 1. And we could see here Tamas Gal losing 2 positions in the matter of a couple of corners, pushes Otis a little bit wide. Otis gets a position back ahead as they head into turns 4 and 5. And now, well, Tamas Gal looking in a very, very pressurised situation here. Jake Benham in towards that first corner. Can any moves be made? You can see Tamas defending and also using Otis also there for a bit of slipstream into that first corner. Jake goes round the outside, but he's gone very deep there, hasn't he? He's not made that work whatsoever, and also he's lost a bit of time bringing Luke Smith back closer to Jake Benham. Also, I believe that was Yano Otme getting past Duncan Hoffland there as well down towards turn 1. So now Yano into P8. Obviously, will be in that P7 due to that penalty for Jake Benham, as Jake already over the back of Tamerson, looking to try and get a move, but just can't find it to, just can't get it to work.
Yeah, wow, Jake Benham really looking really hungry for this overtake on Tamas Gal's Grand Prix. We just don't know at this point. We do know one thing for sure. Luke Smith is all over the rear of Jake Benham off the exit of the penultimate corner. Could Jake Benham now begin to struggle? Has he used up too much of his resources? Is Luke Smith going on the attack? You can see on the MFD that he's using up the battery, and here he comes heading down in towards turn number 1. Luke Smith looking to go onto the attack. Jake Benham defending that inside line, squeezing Luke Smith to the extremities of the circuit. They've come to blows. Little bit of contact. Tamas Gal has been spun, and all of a sudden, lots of drama. Jake Benham off the circuit. Luke Smith losing a number of positions. Tamas Gal into a spin. Yano Otme, Duncan Hoffland all picking up the pieces. The pair of them have now made up 3 places in this Grand Prix from the Sauber car. So Nathan heading into now the last 3 laps of this race. The top 4 all looking for a monumental scrap, but Yano Otme closing in soon as Freddie Rasmussen. That is a big one. 3-second time penalty for track limits there, and the Great Dane now is facing a potential loss of this victory, and all of a sudden Tom Manley is your leader here. Race leader at this point. Thomas Ronhart in a net P2, Otis Lawrence in 3rd, Yano Otme on the precipice of getting a podium, but these guys, they don't want to be too sure because of course Freddie Rasmussen might have that time penalty removed. We just don't know at this point. Heading into the final lap of the race, it is all to play for now. They've got to lay everything on to the line. We've got 3,500 viewers watching in the live chat. Thomas Ronhart, 3 races in a row, he has taken victory, but now he's facing some serious competition here in Qatar as he's all over the back of Tom Manley, heading in towards the the first corner for the final time in this Grand Prix. It doesn't look like it as I go very late on the brakes. Is that the last opportunity gone for the Dutchman? He tried sending the move up the inside there. Tom Manley though with the line. There was really just no opportunity for Thomas Ronhart to make that move stick, and Tom Manley now leads here.
Indeed, as they head through towards turns 4 and 5 for the final time. Can Thomas try and make a move down into turn 6? He's a little bit too far back, though, I think. On this occasion, no, he can't find a move at all, but you can see he's got a lot more pace to give into that braking zone. And Yano Otme is still stuck in P5. He can't find anything to get past Otis Rons here, who also can't get past Thomas Ronhart. So we'll see what happens towards the line, obviously battery-wise, because Tom Manley has a little bit more to use than Thomas Ronhart, nearly 20% more. So here, I think Thomas is definitely in a bit of a handicap situation. Of course, he's got less battery, meaning that Tom could just burn it all the way down towards the line. So I think a lot of effort needs to be put in here from Thomas Ronhart to get the perfect turn 15 and turn 16. But I don't think anything can here stop. I don't think anything here can stop Tom Manley down.
Yeah, absolutely. Is now in towards the final few corners for the final time in this race. Thomas Ronhart, is he going to try and send a move into the final braking zone? It doesn't look like it's possible. So off the exit of the final corner for the final time, Freddie Rasmussen on circuit will take victory here. But with the penalty applied, it is going to be Tom Manley taking his maiden PC Tier 1 victory. Thomas Ronhart, the streak is over, but he's found himself, oh my word, as they all crash further back behind. Thomas Ronhart still finds himself into P2. It's a welcome return to the podium for Otis Lawrence and Yano Otme. The podium drought continues. He ends up P4 in this Grand Prix. That is now 3 races in a row that the Flying Dutchman has not finished in the top 3. But it's all smiles down at AlphaTauri. Tom Manley second last time out in Zandvoort, and now he takes victory here in Qatar.